Hey everyone and welcome back. So I want to do some news updates today. Not too much to kind of go through, but a couple of interesting things. At least I think so. A couple studio ones, a couple exclusives, some other ones I'm pretty excited about. So let's just dive right in. So first up, a couple ones coming from Paramount. Actually, a couple of Tom Cruise films that are getting new 4K releases, or in one case actually re-released. So first up, coming June 28th is the movie The Firm. Now this is, I think it's got a Blu-ray release, but I think a long time ago. So this is finally getting a 4K release. So it should have a nice new transfer on it. Now, I don't have any details beyond that at the moment. Assume should be getting that soon, because obviously it's coming out in about 2 months. And next upcoming June 20th is the film Vanilla Sky. And of course, this was the reunion film for director Cameron Crowe and Tom Cruise after they did Jerry Maguire. So they came back with obviously kind of a different film. This is a thriller film. I haven't seen this in a long time, but I remember I had mixed feelings on it because I had seen the original version. It's based on I believe it's a Spanish film called Open Your Eyes. So I don't think I ever gave the film a fair shot, but I'm actually kind of interested in revisiting it. Now, as far as that one goes, that is going to be a 2-disc set, a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc. There's a 4K presentation of the film supervised by director Cameron Crowe. Will be in Dolby Vision and HDR. Looks like it's porting over a lot of the extras from before, but it does have one new thing. It's got a filmmaker focus, Cameron Crowe on Vanilla Sky. On that, it's got an audio commentary with Cameron Crowe and Nancy Wilson, alternate ending with optional commentary by Cameron Crowe, prelude to a dream, hitting it hard, an interview with Paul McCartney, a gag reel, a music video, a photo gallery, a mask test, as well as Kurt Russell's single take with optional commentary, trailers and deleted scenes. And again, that is throughout June 20th. And then coming, I believe, end of June and also into the beginning of July, they're actually re-releasing the Mission Impossible films, but they're giving them a steelbook release. Now, as far as I can tell, unless I hear anything differently, I think these are pretty much literally just re-releases of the ones that have already been out. They're just in steelbook. And they're releasing 2 at a time. So on June 27th, we're getting Mission Impossible and Mission Impossible 2. And then on July 4th, we're getting Mission Impossible 3 and Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And then finally on July 11th, we're getting Mission Impossible Rogue Nation and Fallout as well. And I think the steelbooks actually look pretty good. I kind of like the way they sort of are combining the original poster artwork with a little bit of new artwork as well. So I don't know, I mean, they look pretty good. I mean, it's like, but again, it's the same disc, and I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible films. I'm so excited for the new one coming out. It's gonna suck to actually wait a whole other year, because I know it's, part 1 and part 2 to sort of the, the final 2 here. So I'm super excited about that, but now, I know normally for like collecting things, I usually kind of will jump ahead and kind of get some of this stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what I have. I don't think I need to upgrade the steelbooks, and I'm looking forward to rewatching them. I rewatch them actually every year. Usually I do it in May, but because I think the new one comes out in July this year, so I'll probably actually revisit them kind of closer to when the new one comes out. And we have 2 titles from Kino. One of them I just want to mention real quick. Don't have any details yet. That one don't even have a date yet. I think it's just later this year, right? Yeah, later this year. We're actually getting a new Blu-ray 3D, so I'm glad that hasn't been abandoned completely. And that's from the 1983 film The Man Who Wasn't There, starring Steve Guttenberg. I don't think I've actually ever seen it. I think it's basically just sort of a comedic version of The Invisible Man, but I'm kind of glad because this has been being restored from the 3D film archive. And I'm so glad that they're still restoring a lot of these 3D films. One of the shames is the fact that like a lot of these TV companies sort of abandoned 3D when I really wish they hadn't. I mean, not every TV has to have 3D, but I really wish it was an option for a lot of people, because the thing is, there are still films that were actually shot in 3D, and we should be able to actually watch them in 3D. So it's really kind of upsetting, but I'm still glad again that 3D Archive is still doing all that they can to restore these films and make sure they don't just disappear. And this release will have both versions of the film. So for those who can't watch in 3D, it'll have obviously the 3D Blu-ray version as well as just a 2D version. And again, no details yet, just slated for later this year. And then the other one from Kino, which I'm very excited about, coming out June 20th, is the John Frankenheimer film Ronin, getting a 4K release. And it's going to be a combo pack, have a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc. It's got a 4K restoration of the film, and the 4K version will obviously be in Dolby Vision and HDR. Both 4K and the Blu-ray will have 5.1 surround as well as 2.0 stereo options. And it does look like it's porting over some of the extra extras that I believe were on older releases. Both 4K and the Blu-ray will have the commentary track with director John Frankenheimer, which I'm glad. And then the Blu-ray will have all of the other extras, including close-up interview with cinematographer Robert Fries. I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. In the Ronin cutting room with editor Tony Gibbs. An actor's process with Natasha McElhone. Oh man, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right too. Jeez. Composing the Ronin score with Ilya Semiral. Oh man, I'm having a tough time today. The driving of Ronin with stunt car coordinator Jean-Claude Laguniez. Should I even try pronouncing names today? Through the Lens, an interview with a cinematographer. The Venice Film Festival interviews with Robert De Niro, Natasha Her, and Jean Reno. Ronin filming in the Fast Lane featurette, an alternate ending, as well as a theatrical trailer. Apologize if I'm butchering some of those names. I'm so sorry. But I can't wait to see that one in 4K. That's one actually also kind of makes me happy in 1 and 2, because I think towards the end of John Frankenheimer's life, you know, it's like his career had kind of gotten a little shaky if you look at his filmography towards the end, but I kind of feel at least he was able to get this one in, which in my opinion is a bit of a modern classic. I think it's really great. And next up, Criterion has announced their July titles. So first up, they got a 4K box set called the Renowned Westerns, 5 films directed by Bud Boticher. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. Should I skip names today? So that set's going to have, let's see, looks like, well, 5 films. First one is The Tall Tea from 1957. Decision at Sundown from 1957 as well. Buchanan Rides Alone from 1958. Ride Lonesome from 1959, and then finally Comanche Station from 1960. All 5 films are on 4K and Blu-ray combo packs. Got new 4K restorations done by Sony in Dolby Vision and HDR. It's got a couple of cool extras. It's got introductions to the films by filmmakers Martin Scorsese and Taylor Hackford, a new introduction by film critic Ferran Smith-Nemi and actor Randolph Scott, 3 audio commentaries featuring film scholar Janine Basinger on The Tall Tea, film critic Jeremy Arnold on Ride Lonesome, and Taylor Hackford on Comanche Station. Archival programs featuring interviews with director Bud Boticher. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Audio conversion with Boticher and film scholar Jim Ketsy's Super 8 home movie version of Comanche Station. That should be actually kind of fun. As well as trailers, and again, that is set for July 18th. Next up, coming July 11th, is a Blu-ray of the movie The Watermelon Woman, getting a new 2K restoration of the film supervised by director Cheryl Dunye, cinematographer Michelle Crenshaw, and actor Alexandra Juhas. It's going to have a 3.0 surround sound DTS mix, which is interesting. 3.0, what would that be? Wait, so what would that be? Like center, front, right, rear? No, that's 4. Wait. Center, front, left. I'm sorry, I mean front, center, left, and right would be mono, and then the rear mono. What would 3.0 be? Like, I'm actually kind of stumped here. I'm not sure I've heard of this before. If you guys know what it is, definitely let me know, because I don't know what to make of that. But it's got a 3.0 surround mix. And it's got a new interview with Dunye, the director, a new conversation between Dunye and artist-filmmaker Martine Sims, a new conversation between Juhas and filmmaker and film scholar Thomas Allen Harris, 6 early short films by Dunye, as well as subtitles, and again, that is due out July 11th. And then coming July 18th is a new 4K release of the Godard film Breathless. Finally getting a 4K release. Now, it looks like all the extras are pretty much the same as the Blu-ray, which has been out for a while. And I don't think this actually comes with the Blu-ray. It looks like it's literally just a 4K disc, but it looks like at least all the extras are on the 4K disc. Could be wrong about that, but I think that's what's going on here. So it's got a 4K restoration with the original mono soundtrack, and it will be in Dolby Vision and HDR, which I'm happy to see, because even a black and white film in Dolby Vision HDR can still look, you know, just amazing. I know sometimes, you know, like I kind of wish they did that with Night of the Living Dead, for example, because I just, as good as that looked, you know, if it had HDR, it would just look, you know, some of those grays and blacks and things still would just look just that much better. Anyway, I don't want to go off on that, but yes, so Breathless is finally getting a 4K release. And then the next 2 are getting both a 4K release and a Blu-ray release separately. So first up is the film One False Move, again getting a 4K release and also a separate Blu-ray release, but it looks like they're pretty much identical. And that's getting a 4K restoration of the film approved by director Carl Franklin with 5.1 surround in Dolby Vision and HDR in the 4K. It has an audio commentary from 1999 featuring Carl Franklin, a new conversation between Franklin and co-writer actor Billy Bob Thornton, as well as the trailer. So I'm excited that's getting a 4K release. That's a really underrated film, too, if you've never seen it. And that's coming July 25th. I don't know if I actually mentioned the date. And then finally, July 11th is the Martin Scorsese film After Hours, finally getting a release. And again, that's going to be a 4K release as well as a separate Blu-ray release. And that is a new 4K restoration of the film approved by editor Thelma Schoonmaker with the original mono soundtrack. It's going to be in Dolby Vision and HDR for the 4K. It's got a new program featuring director Martin Scorsese, interviewed by writer Fran Lebowitz. Audio commentary from 2004 featuring Scorsese, Schoonmaker, director of photography Michael Ballhaus, actor and producer Griffin Dunn, and producer Amy Robinson, with additional comments recorded in 2023. A documentary about the making of the film featuring Dunn, Robinson, Schoonmaker, and Scorsese. A new program on the look of the film featuring costume designer Rita Ryak and production designer Jeffrey Townsend, plus deleted scenes and a trailer. So that one I'm actually pretty excited about. That's one I haven't seen After Hours in a long time, but again, anything Scorsese, I'm definitely going to kind of jump all over. This next one from Cauldron Films, coming August 15th, is going to be a standard release of their 4K release of Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell. So for those of you who either missed out on the limited edition from a couple months back or just basically been waiting for a standard release, it is now coming this August. And the great thing about this release is that it is pretty much, you're getting all 3 discs. So they're really the only thing you're not getting the soundtrack and a couple of the other bits like, the poster and things like that. But you're getting all 3 discs. You're getting, obviously, the 4K disc. You're getting the include Blu-ray with the movie, as well as the extras disc. So you're not missing out on any content-wise. And I do need to mention also real quick, 4K disc, region-free. The included Blu-ray that does have the movie on it is Region A locked, but the extras disc is region-free. As some of you know, I did do a review on this not too long ago, so do check it out. It's a fantastic release. Definitely highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell. I still prefer to call it The Gates of Hell because I just think that's such an amazing title. And I actually really like the cover that they're doing for the standard release. I think it's a really cool cover. And then finally from Scream Factory, we actually have an update on one thing, which actually I'm going to end on just because it's kind of interesting. But we do have 2 new site exclusives. So it looks like some more Roger Corman titles, but again, site exclusives. Unfortunately, they don't ship internationally, so just a heads up on that. But first up is another double feature release of the movies Crime Zone and Future Kick. Now, it does look like it's a 1-disc set. Are these kind of short? 96, 80, it's all right. So Crime Zone from 1988 is getting a new 2K scan from the original camera negative. Have its original mono soundtrack as well as the theatrical trailer. And then Future Kick from 1991 has a new 2K scan from the inner positive. 2.0 stereo track, theatrical trailer, as well as Future Kick and alternate cut. 72 minutes, which is actually shorter than its running time, but that is in standard definition only. And that is available right now. It's limited to 1,500 units, but it is on the Shout Factory website. And I believe, even though it does say pre-order on the site, I think they basically ship it and out right away. And the other one also limited to 1,500 and also a Shout Factory website exclusive, the movie Sorority House Massacre. Now that did get released a while ago from Scorpion, or was it Cauldron? I think Scorpion, but obviously that's been out of print for a long time, so this is getting a new release. Actually looks pretty good. It's got a new 2K scan from the original camera negative. It's got the original mono soundtrack. It's got a new Nightmare on Sorority Row, an interview with actor Angela O'Neill, a slash course in terror inside Sorority House Massacre, an interview with author, film historian Amanda Reyes, an extended UK VHS cut with additional footage, Sorority Pledge, an interview with executive producer Roger Corman, Sorority Sister, an interview with actor Nicole Rio, Sorority Brother, an interview with actor Vinny Bilancino, as well as the original trailer. And again, that's up on their Shout Factory website right now. Again, it says pre-order, but they're shipping them out right away. And then finally, they did actually release some of the details to their upcoming release, 4K release of Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. I do want to mention this real quick because I'm kind of waiting on updates, but it looks like it's pretty much their Blu-ray release from before. As far as extras go, I don't see anything new here, except for one thing, which I do want to cover. So first up, it's getting a new 4K scan from the original camera negative. It'll be in Dolby Vision, HDR, and it will have a 5.1 surround mix as well as the 2.0 stereo mix, and it looks like it just ports over everything from their Blu-ray before, including the commentary with Wes Craven, thank goodness, a couple commentaries, a couple interviews. But the main thing that I'm seeing here is that, are they all here? Oh, maybe not, they're all here. I don't know. At least a lot of the extras, you know, some of the interviews and stuff are actually on the 4K disc. Now, unless I'm blanking on one, a lot of Screen Factory 4K releases up until now, outside of having the commentary on them, have not really had any extras. So I'm glad that they're starting to include extras on 4K discs, because, and I hope more companies do that. I mean, some of them already do, and some of them, you know, again, only have the movie on the 4K disc, and then all the other extras are on the included Blu-ray. Now I can understand this for space issues, but most of the time, you know, the extras don't really take up that much space, so they could actually fit them all on, you know, the 4K disc without compromising anything that takes away from the film itself. So it's nice to see that. Looks like Screen Factory is starting to do that, which I'm glad to see. And again, that is coming May 30th. So I know, sort of all over the map with this one, you know, covering different kinds of things, but, you know, I mean, I know nothing like super exciting for the most part, but hopefully, but next week, next Friday, you know, because it'll be the end of April, we should get the new Arrow announcements for, what are we up to now? July or August? I can't even remember. Whatever the next month is, you know, I think it's one of the two, so we should be getting those announcements next week. And also, I'm so sorry I've been sort of gone for the last week. It's been a very, very busy week. I know I have a lot more videos to get to include, and a lot of those are pretty much going to wait probably till next month. I do have a lot that I want to get done for the channel next month, and I'll cover that in another video, actually just a very quick update video. But for now, I just want to just kind of get this news update out there. And also I apologize for comments, because again, I haven't really been around, so expect a lot of replies to comments from me, you know, including stuff from like a week ago. So I apologize for that. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on these, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.